All right, folks, we are standing at the crossroads of clarity and confusion this week with the Sun in Gemini squaring Neptune at 27 degrees Pisces. And this combo's a bit like trying to read a book in a sauna. Everything's a bit foggy. Things might not be as clear-cut as they usually are. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about 5 key things you can expect from the Sun squaring Neptune. So grab your comfy seat, grab your warm bevy, and we're going to be heading on a journey into the heart of this cosmic fog we are all experiencing. And remember, if you want to dig deeper, don't forget to check out Pix's portal for personalized horoscopes or consultations. If you're more into the community vibe, feel free to join my free 9th House Discord community where we learn from each other's mystical experiences. All right, you ready? Let's dive in. Hi. Yeah. I wanted to ask you this. I don't know if you can see it, but this is the vibe. Okay, let's start with number 1. The number 1 vibe to look out for this weekend: idealization and confusion. So picture this. You're in a field with a map in your hands, ready for an adventure. The Sun in Gemini is that super useful pocket-sized laminated map with clearly marked trails. It's logical, it's fact-based, and it's giving you a straightforward path. But then, the Sun squares Neptune in Pisces. And this is like a mystical fog rolling in over the landscape, making the well-marked trails and paths very hazy and less distinct. Suddenly, that reliable map is not as clear-cut as you thought. The square between the Sun and Neptune can create this kind of scenario. We have our plans, our data, our logic, all neat and organized. But then daydreams, fantasies, or ideals start to seep in, blurring the lines. And instead of seeing what stark realities in front of us for what they are, we might start painting them with the colors of our desires and our dreams. It's like trying to navigate through a fantasy novel with a map from a science textbook. It's just not slay, okay? So during this week, or weekend, I should say, you might find yourself lost in thought, more prone to daydreaming or getting carried away with some sort of idealistic dream or view. That project at work, you might gloss over some nitty-gritty details, focusing instead on how perfect it will be when it's done, just dreaming it up. And your relationship also, it's possible that you're putting your partner on a pedestal, ignoring red flags, or seeing things through rose-colored glasses. Other things, misinterpretations, misunderstandings can be a bit more frequent with Neptune squaring the Sun. Neptune's fog makes it hard to see things clearly. You might read too much into a casual comment from a friend or completely misunderstand the instructions on a task. Our mind is out to lunch when Neptune squares the Sun. Okay, and the second thing to look out for: increased sensitivity, empathy, and romance. And on the other side of that scale, being mindful of blurred boundaries. So when the Sun in Gemini is squaring Neptune in Pisces, you might feel like your heart has turned into a sponge, soaking up all the emotions around you. It makes us a bit more sensitive. Neptune, being the planet of compassion, intuition, can definitely make you more attuned to people's feelings. It's like suddenly being able to hear the unspoken words of your friend's sighs, or sense the unshed tears behind your partner's smile. The chatterbox Gemini could find itself unexpectedly diving deep into some sort of emotional oceans, especially of those around you. The usual witty banter may give way to emotionally charged conversations that bring you closer to the people that you care about. Emotional intimacy, late night heart-to-hearts with your partner, or understanding a coworker's perspective in a way you hadn't before to make it a little less deep. You might feel more of an urge to nurture and comfort, like you suddenly morphed into everyone's favorite aunt. You're the aunt of the group, and the friend who always knows the right thing to say. Your compassion will be on overdrive, and you might find yourself wanting to play healer or savior in certain situations. And all that glitters is not gold. Neptune's influence can make things a bit too blurry, like trying to find your way through a hall of mirrors. You might start confusing your own feelings for the feelings of others. One moment you're fine, the next moment you're feeling sad because your friend is going through a tough time. It's like emotional osmosis. So while it's wonderful to be this emotionally connected, don't forget to put on your own oxygen mask, so to speak. It's very important to maintain your self-care and not lose your individuality in this wave of empathy you might be experiencing. Also, to not be such a Debbie Downer, to be a little bit more fun, with the Sun squaring Neptune, the universe might be playing a bit of a love song, and you might find yourself tuning into a more romantic frequency as well. This is a setup that seems to unlock a part of our hearts that are usually tucked away. And so suddenly you might find yourself more attuned to the romantic potential around you. It's a little like you've walked into a movie and now the world feels more cinematic and more emotionally charged. There's a heightened sense of longing and yearning that comes with this aspect. A yearning that's both beautiful and a little bit bittersweet. It's like your heart is reaching out for something, perhaps something that doesn't even fully exist or something that it doesn't even fully understand. It could be an intense crush, a passionate love affair, even maybe longing just for a deeper connection in your current relationship. At the same time, you might notice, again, there's this idealism about love as well. That's what makes it romantic also. It's a scale, right? You're not just looking for an ordinary connection. You're chasing something magical, a bond that transcends the mundane. You might find yourself daydreaming about the perfect love story or reminiscing about past relationships through rose-colored glasses. So during this weekend, don't be surprised if you start seeing love hearts everywhere, or you find yourself swept up in a whirlwind of romantic feelings. Just remember that this heightened sense of romance can be intoxicating, and it's important to keep your feet on the ground and not lose yourself completely in the dreamy idealism. Enjoy romantic vibes, but stay true to yourself, right? It's okay to dream as long as you don't completely lose touch with reality. Completely. Just a little bit. Okay, third thing, a boost in creativity. Okay, so let's dive into the creative dimension of this event. When the Sun squares Neptune in Pisces, imagine it's like your mind has suddenly won a golden ticket to the biggest creativity fair in the universe. That's Neptune in Pisces. Neptune in Pisces, with its dreamy, fantasy-loving nature, teams up with the Sun in Gemini's intellectual curiosity, and together they are setting the stage for an absolute creative extravaganza. These are good vibes here. Your brain could be buzzing with so many ideas. It's like a fireworks display with all of the ideas. Especially after Thursday when that Mercury square Saturn passes. So you might find yourself doodling on every scrap of paper in sight over the weekend, or the words for a blog post you've been mulling over suddenly start flowing, or maybe you're humming a tune that could turn into a song, or you've got a sudden urge to redecorate the entire living room. This is a weekend that is ripe for diving into whatever creative pursuit sets your soul on fire. And hey, if you don't usually consider yourself a creative person, you might be surprised at what you can come up with at this time. I don't consider myself a creative person either, but there are ways to be creative that aren't traditionally creative. So don't hold back. Let your mind, your ideas run wild. This could be a wildly productive period as well, where your creativity knows no bounds. Just remember to capture those brilliant ideas before they float away. Neptune loves to let things float away. All right, fourth thing to be aware of. Questioning your path. Moving on to a more introspective side of the transit, during this square, you might find yourself feeling like soul searching a little bit. It's like you suddenly got the magnifying glass up to your life, examining choices in your path. The sun usually symbolizes the core self, the overarching plot of the life. And when it squares Neptune, well, it's kind of like a little plot twist, right? You might find yourself questioning everything. Everything has a little bit of a fog laid over it and you can't see it clearly. Maybe you're questioning your career choice, your life goals, even the city you're living in. It's all up for review when the sun squares Neptune. But don't worry, it's not all about second-guessing yourself or falling into a pit of self-doubt. It's more about contemplating and introspection. And it's a time to dig deeper into your dreams, your beliefs, your authenticity, your goals. Maybe you've been on autopilot lately and, just going through the motions. And this weekend could nudge you to reassess or maybe reignite some of your old dreams. So yes, this could be a period of uncertainty, but don't let that rattle you too much. This is a quick one. You can embrace this opportunity for growth and for understanding yourself a bit better. Take some quiet time, meditate, journal, go for long walks to clear your mind. It's all about turning inward, rediscovering what truly makes your heart sing. You never know, you might just come out on the other side with a fresh perspective and a renewed sense of purpose after this weekend. Okay, so the fifth thing I want to talk about is the need for rest, relaxation, chilling, not wanting to do anything, laziness, and on the other side of that scale is escapism. So this combo with the sun squaring Neptune isn't all about chatter and creativity, as I've been saying. It can also coax you into a state where it just feels like the world is running on overdrive and you're trying to keep up and you can't keep up. It's like you've been invited to a party, but all you want to do is curl up with a good book. So there's a strong chance that over this weekend, you'll feel a nudge or perhaps even a full-blown push towards self-reflection and resting. And let's be clear, this isn't like your garden variety type of fatigue. It's a deeper, more soulful kind of weariness, a signal from your inner self to take a breather. The universe is basically giving you a half pass to chill out when this comes up. So don't be surprised if your body and your mind are begging you for some quality downtime. So this might look like turning down the invite to the weekend hangout, choosing instead to have a quiet night in, or perhaps you find yourself yearning to escape into nature, maybe craving a calming hush of the forest or the rhythmic lull of the ocean. And if meditation is your thing, this could prove particularly beneficial over the weekend. It's about finding the activities that help you recharge and center yourself when you're feeling this tired. So this can also be kind of emotional, requiring extra self-care because of that part of it. You might find the need to withdraw and rest more than usual, and it's important to honor your body. Rest, meditate, spend time in nature, do what helps you recharge and get back in touch with your inner self and your body. So pay attention to your energy levels this weekend and this week. Don't be afraid to say no to engagements, social engagements, if it's just too much. There's no need to push yourself to be on all the time, especially not when the sun is squaring Neptune. Remember that it's not only okay, but essential to take care of yourself and to prioritize your well-being. So that's your homework this weekend. Picture the sun squaring Neptune as a giant cosmic do not disturb sign hanging on the door of your life. Suddenly, the thought of doing anything that doesn't involve PJs is like a no, a big no. Doing anything that isn't hanging out, doing nothing might sound like climbing Mount Everest to you over the weekend. So expect an increased desire to chill out, wind down, and possibly hibernate over the weekend. This is a transit that encourages you to take a breather and recharge your batteries. There is a hidden danger to this, though. It's very easy to veer off from a well-deserved break into the land of overindulgence. Maybe that glass of wine becomes the bottle, or the new video game you've been excited to try turns out into a 30-hour marathon, with you emerging, blinking into daylight, wondering where all that time went. Maybe you lose yourself in a movie binge fest, or get lost down a rabbit hole of YouTube videos, like those ones where they restore those old dusty tools. Have you ever seen those? Remember, it's a time to rest, restore, but not avoid and escape. Yes, enjoy your downtime, but be mindful of falling into the trap that you're stuck there, and numbing yourself and distancing yourself from the reality of whatever situation you're in. Too much of even a good thing can lead to avoidance, and avoidance never solved anything. So by all means, watch that movie, play that game, enjoy that glass of wine, but remember the aim here is rejuvenation, not escapism. Prioritize self-care, and whether that's a quiet walk, a warm bubble bath, or some yoga, prioritize these activities. The goal is to emerge after this weekend feeling recharged and ready to tackle the week, not wondering where the weekend went and nursing a wine hangover, or square eyes from playing 30 hours of video games. So again, all of these things are more pronounced if you have personal planets like the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, or angles like your ascendant, descendant, IC, MC in the mutable signs: Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces. Remember, squares represent adjusting. So it's all about navigating these energies effectively. So if you're looking for more astro insights, you can check out Pixis Portal for personalized horoscopes or consultations. And for those who love to share with the group, you can join the 9th House Discord community. It's free and it's brimming with cosmic conversation. So until next time, remember, stay curious, stay grounded, and keep your eyes on the stars, friends. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.